Welcome everyone, and thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Today, we are going to dive straight into what is essentially the master blueprint for our sustainable future. We're breaking down the 4 fundamental technological pillars of a digitally empowered circular economy. Now, if you've ever wondered how the really cutting-edge tools of Industry 4.0 actually connect to tangible, boots-on-the-ground sustainability, well, you are in exactly the right place.
It's a pretty provocative thought, isn't it? I mean, we usually think of massive data centers, incredibly complex supply chains, and heavy industrial tech as the very things driving our environmental crisis. But today, we're going to flip that script. We'll see exactly how this tech is transitioning us from that old, wasteful, take, make, dispose linear economy right into a thriving, regenerative, circular one. So, can the technology that built modern corporate profits actually save the planet? The answer is a resounding yes, if we apply it correctly. So, here's our game plan for today. We're going to start by looking at how we build the circular economy, and then we'll walk through our 4 pillars: insight, connectivity, trust, and enhancement, before finally wrapping up with a look at our circular future.
Let's jump right into Section 1 and lay down our foundation.
Before we can build those pillars, we absolutely have to understand the groundwork. A digitally empowered circular economy is all about utilizing digital enablers, not just for sheer corporate profit, but to radically maximize resource efficiency. The ultimate goal here? Designing out waste entirely. We're talking about a complete shift. We're moving away from merely treating the symptoms of a linear economy, and instead, totally rewiring our production and consumption models so that materials just continuously circulate.
And pulling off a vision like this requires a really intricate, totally interconnected stack of tech enablers working in absolute harmony. We're essentially linking our physical, digital, and even biological realities. You can't just slap a single piece of software onto a factory and suddenly call it circular, right? It's a combinatorial innovation. All these tools have to converge to actually drive sustainable competitiveness.
Okay, moving on to our second section, let's erect pillar number 1, insight, driven by AI and big data.
So here's the crucial thing to remember. Data by itself really has no intrinsic value. It's just noise. But data is the fuel. When we feed those massive real-time streams of public and private data into the engine of artificial intelligence and advanced analytics, that's when the magic happens. We unlock unprecedented insights. Suddenly, we're able to predict exactly when a machine is going to break down, which prevents catastrophic waste. We can prescribe hyper-efficient workflows that drastically reduce energy consumption and resource depletion long before they even happen.
To give you a real, concrete sense of the sheer scale of this pillar, just look at the maritime sector. By taking Earth observation data and combining it with AI to optimize their routing based on ocean currents, the shipping industry has already seen a massive 8% cost savings in vessel fuel. Just think about the sheer volume of emissions tied to 8% of global maritime fuel. I mean, that's incredible. That is the true power of insight driving sustainable action.
Which brings us to Section 3 at our second pillar, connectivity. This is where IoT and cyber-physical systems come into play.
You can really think of IoT sensors as the nervous system of the circular economy. These are the little devices constantly out in the field gathering real-time data on everything: temperature, humidity, motion, leaks, gas levels, you name it. Without this nervous system, that AI engine we just talked about, totally out of gas. IoT provides the constant dynamic flow of real-world data we need to make those intelligent, sustainable decisions.
And this all builds into what we call cyber-physical systems. These systems bridge the gap between our physical assets, like farming crops, manufacturing machines, or transport vehicles, and our digital systems, like cloud computing and AI. By linking the physical directly to the digital, we create dynamic, real-time feedback loops. So, say a water pipe starts leaking. The physical sensor instantly tells the digital system, which then automatically shuts off the valve. Boom. That's connectivity preventing waste in real time.
Now, for Section 4, we build our third pillar, trust, powered by blockchain and Web3.
I know. A lot of people hear blockchain and immediately associate it purely with volatile cryptocurrency, but you've got to look at the bigger picture here. Gartner actually estimates that blockchain will generate $3.1 trillion in business value by 2030. Why? Because of its absolute superpower to create trust, transparency, and accountability across incredibly complex, fragmented global supply chains. It creates an immutable, unchangeable record of exactly where materials come from, how they were made, and where they're going.
And these aren't just theoretical ideas we're tossing around. These are real-world applications happening right now. We're using blockchain for highly accurate carbon footprinting and offsetting. We're tracking fashion supply chains to actually verify ethical sourcing. Levi Strauss, for example, is using blockchain to securely and anonymously monitor worker well-being. It allows employees to provide honest feedback without any fear of reprisal.
We are even seeing some truly amazing grassroots action with waste-to-value eco-solutions. Organizations like Plastic Bank are literally rewarding individuals, especially in developing areas, with blockchain tokens just for gathering and sorting plastic waste. People can use these tokens for essentials, which creates real financial inclusion while literally cleaning up the environment. Blockchain provides the secure incentive structure to make the whole thing work. Moving on to Section 5, we set up our final pillar, Enhancement, using XR and digital twins.
Extended reality, or XR, is definitely not just for gaming and entertainment anymore. By facilitating remote assistance, training, and global collaboration, XR dramatically reduces the need for physical travel, which immediately cuts emissions. Plus, the global job market for these specific technologies is forecast to absolutely explode. We're talking over 23 million enhanced jobs created globally by 2030. It is an absolute economic powerhouse.
But honestly, what's really fascinating in this pillar are digital twins. And I want to be super clear here. A digital twin is not just a 3D simulation or some static avatar. It is a live, data-streaming digital replica of a physical asset. We are talking about emulating entire smart cities or massive offshore oil rigs. Because the physical sensors from our IoT pillar are streaming live data directly to the digital twin, we can safely test radical efficiency optimizations in the digital realm before we ever lay a finger on the physical asset.
Take Dallara Automobilia, for example. They use digital twins of their car engines to test thousands of configurations endlessly in the digital realm. Back in the day, you'd have to build physical prototypes, test them, break them, and throw them away. Just a massive waste of metal, energy, and time. Now, they completely eliminate the material waste of physical prototyping by perfecting the design digitally first. That is enhancement action, and it's a total game changer.
Finally, Section 6, the circular future. Let's bring all of this together.
This matrix really perfectly captures the holistic ecosystem we've been exploring today. It shows how AI gives us the insight to make better decisions. IoT gives us the connectivity to link our physical world to our digital brains. Blockchain gives us the trust to collaborate globally without fraud. And digital twins give us the enhancement to perfect our designs and operations before we consume a single ounce of raw material. They all rely on each other. Without IoT data, AI is blind. Without blockchain, that data can be tampered with. And without digital twins, we're still wasting real-world resources on trial and error. It's a beautifully interconnected system.
The transition away from our linear, wasteful past isn't some distant dream. It's already happening. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer today to uncover these 4 incredible technological pillars. As they fundamentally redefine our global economy, I want to leave you with this one thought to ponder. Will you remain a passive consumer, or will you step up to become an active participant, using these insights to drive sustainability in your own life and work?